And because you are part of that circle of friends, like way more than I am. Like, it would be great to see the kind of people that you get interested in something.
I have a lot of people who'd be interested.
Right here.
Well, Tanner, it's that time again.
How many lighters?
I've got a lighter. You got a lighter. And I
We
think
need
our
another one.
special guest has one.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back
To the Toke and Talk Show.
with Tanner.
And Derek.
Today we have a very special guest. I've known her for about a year. She used to come over to the Burning Bell.
Right? That's the place you used to live with all those musicians back in the day.
Yeah. She is a very creative person, very fun, and she's got some stuff to share with us today.
Well, that's good. That's good.
And she's got bubbles, if anyone can see. Anyways,
They're glorious.
without further ado, let's introduce Shawna.
Whoa, look at that.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh, they're so beautiful.
Man, I'm loving this already. Oh, bubbles.
Little universes.
How are you doing today, Shawna?
I'm doing okay, thanks.
It's good to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
We've been slowly getting better at this whole interview thing, so we hope to create an awesome experience for you.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
kill it, you know?
Yeah, let's kill it. Plan a murder, I'm down.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're getting to the real meat of this.
So, we'd like to know, what do you do? What do you make money doing?
Right now, I'm just making money with my patchwork, making patches for bands, for events, venues, that kind of stuff. I have a page online that's called Underleg Underdouties.
Wow. Okay.
Underleg for short.
So what
All right, you'll have it up as a link, right?
Yeah, I hope
Okay,
so.
because that is a hard word
Yeah.
for people trying to
Underdouties?
spell that out,
You might
right?
have a little trouble there, but that's okay. So what is that all about? Like, give us the lowdown.
I just started making patches for myself, and lots of my friends started getting interested in it.
Yeah.
So I started making patches for them, and then even more people became interested. Bands got interested, and so I started making patches for them.
Oh wow.
That's so
And
awesome.
I charge usually like $1 or $2 for a patch. They're pretty like normal patchwork, and yeah, it makes me money.
Damn.
That's awesome.
Gets me out there.
Everybody's got a nice little side hustle going.
But
Exactly.
that's
a
cool.
nice one.
Being able to make money doing something that
That
you
I
love
actually
to do.
enjoy doing. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a huge part of it.
That's kind of the goal for us.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. That's what we're doing here. And you know, if we can meet some cool friends and hang out, then
I've
it's
met a
all we
lot of
got.
people, not even just making patches, just, doing my own thing, going out,
That's awesome.
and that's where you make your connections,
Totally,
right?
Yeah.
totally.
And for a few seconds here, let's give credit to the background music.
Yeah, our neighboring
our neighbors
violinist.
are learning.
They're learning violin.
It's wonderful. I actually really like it.
So aren't we lucky to have some live music
Yes.
that
Blessed.
even for us to enjoy, not as much as it's fun actually like producing and then doing jams and stuff for you guys. Like, we love music and we love hearing it, and so even
If anybody in the
Yeah,
comments
yeah.
has music to share, we would love to hear.
yeah.
You should talk about your cello. Bring it out,
Oh,
Play with
yeah,
them.
the cello. Yeah, bring it in.
Yeah, I
Classic
did
thing.
buy a cello a few weeks ago.
Lovely electric blue cello.
Yeah.
Right on the screen right now.
First song I'm gonna learn is "Rains of Casimir" because I think that'd be perfect to bring to weddings. Anybody who gets
Oh
that.
god damn. Just
Oh.
like, hope you guys have a happy.
Little Game of Thrones joke for ya. But anyways, yeah. So you do patches.
Mhm.
Is there anything else that
Yeah.
you?
Any other cool things
What I do with my life.
that you
Yeah.
want to let us
I
know about?
sublease to a house right now, so that's a lot of work that I do. I don't make money off it, but it does. My whole point of it is to provide a safe place for people to live
Wow.
peacefully, not pay like a foot and a hand for rent usually. Like try
Yeah.
our best, work together.
Here in Vancouver, that's
Yeah.
usually the price to pay.
It's so hard, and it's like pet friendly. I named it after my cat that passed away.
Aw.
Diva.
Diva Den.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so far, it's just been a blessing living there with everyone.
Yeah.
It's been very nice.
That's good. That's good. I'm sure you've been able to meet so many nice people that
I've
way.
met so many people from just having so many roommates, from having them bring friends over. They're all into different hobbies, from art to gardening to cooking.
Right.
It's really nice.
And it's really nice, getting everybody's strengths coming
Together and working
make-
together.
yeah.
It's a big part of the household, yeah.
And it's one of those amount of people that it becomes like a little mini village inside.
It's its own
eh?
government. That's what
Yeah,
I call it
it's
most of the time.
I bet you guys probably have round table meetings to discuss the future
our
of the
table's
crew.
a little more oval, but yes, exactly.
Oh
the
yeah,
point.
similar concept, shapes, squares, triangles.
Triangles.
Yeah, I totally get that coming, living in a communal house myself. I'm just glad that none of you do the really hard drugs.
Yeah,
right?
it's a no-drug
like
household.
that
Most
is-
people do is smoke weed, psychedelics.
All right.
We're not going to turn anyone away, but we are strong against the drugs.
It's good.
I love
It's
it.
Good
I
support
love it.
system,
Keeping,
you know?
keeping the scary shit out
That's
because
important. I protect my tenants.
I think you learned from our house. I
And
think
your
our house
and
was.
even past communal houses that I've lived at too.
Yeah?
It gets in the way. It causes too many problems.
Yeah.
It puts you at a liability. It puts other people at a liability. It's not okay.
Yeah, the place I lived at, everybody who lived there was great. Some people that I'll consider family for the rest of my life, and it's tragic to see such amazing people
Struggle
get into that
stuff.
stuff. Like our buddy Spencer, he was who brought everyone together. He was doing his dream. He was the most responsible for being the most irresponsible. He was also the most responsible in the house, and he was always someone I looked up to.
From what I heard, he had a lot of leadership qualities, and he was a hell of a saxophonist.
Yep. And that's good because not a lot of people played saxophone. So like when you have him jam and he just
You need
brought
a
the sax,
saxophone, he
it's
was
just like,
there.
oh,
Takes it
making
to
some good
levels.
sax,
He'd always be there to take me out for a cigarette or be like,
Yeah.
here, look at the cats. Come love my cats. Aren't they great?
I love those cats.
Honestly, my rule of the no drug policy is very strong because of him. He believed in
Yeah.
weed and psychedelics, and I feel the same way.
Yeah.
The household,
Well,
should just reflect that, right?
It's good, like I always had this helicopter is disturbing, but
We'll just
it's coming down.
They're coming to get me! They know I stole that bag of chips from No Frills.
It's the GPS. They're tracking us right now.
Tracking us. You smoking weed? It's legal. Let me get you for that. It's legal.
Well, that's awesome. You also have Facebook pages.
I do. I have Facebook pages for all my little side projects, including the house.
Yeah.
I have one for my patches. I have some groups for just talking with friends and talking about your anxieties and your depression and just getting that out there and having a really supportive team there.
So that's another safe space.
Yeah.
For people who can't come to the Diva Den, it's like you could go there, and if you just need someone to vent to. Because I find like when I get in a really bad mood, I want to vent to Facebook, but then I get a lot of people telling me you really shouldn't use Facebook as your place to go vent to people.
And this
Yeah.
is the place where you'd go.
Well, that's exactly people who are
and not
willing
just
to
strangers
listen.
either.
Yeah.
It's like people
Yeah.
you know or people you know through friends. It's people who actually care and will add, hey, I've been through similar situations. This is what I did to make myself feel better.
There's-
Maybe
Yeah.
it'll help.
Yeah, and there's something to be said about venting to someone in person than typing it up, because like you might say things that you would not really, you might regret, like and,
Facebook's
Yeah.
for life.
And
That's the
that's
thing,
it.
Whatever you post on that group, on Facebook, on anything, even if you take it down, it's up there. It makes an impression.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, but
I've already had to suffer some of the consequences of posting certain things
We've
on
all learned
Facebook.
the
Yeah,
hard
we've all
way.
learned
I
Yeah.
gotta say that.
fucking hell.
But I mean, that's a part of growing up, and
I mean, that's
Maturing.
it's the age we live in, right? Like we have to walk these
yeah,
lines. Everyone has to discover one day that,
we are growing up
Yeah.
in the age of social media. Like there was none of that before us, really. Like, and that's the thing is that we gotta all make the mistakes so that people don't in the future.
Exactly.
That's it. That's
You
it.
know, the more we grow up, it's more about communicating face to face these days, and that's how you get your problems solved and dealt with if you have beef.
Yeah.
Posting online just makes you look like a horrible person.
Yeah, and you don't want to air your like dirty laundry, like as
Exactly.
they say, right? Like, you know, like to an extent, like people seem to want audiences sometimes, but I don't know, like maybe there's like people do that to maybe get some attention, to maybe
To
say
get attention, a lot of time it's validation.
they
as well.
need attention. They need someone. They
to
need.
say you're right. You're totally right.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're not always right.
That
And if you need to hear that you're always right, well then that's something wrong, right?
I actually just figured out what I want the deep talk to be. By the way,
Okay.
for later.
Okay. Do you want to write it
Yeah.
down in case?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. But I think at the end of the day, people can post whatever they want.
It's
And
their life.
it's the internet, and
You know what?
if you want to get out
They're
there,
warned.
I'm not scrolling through Facebook these days like too much. I tend to keep it for like friends and connections and
family.
stuff, and being able to message people I haven't messaged in a long time. But to scroll through it now, it's a little harder, right? Like, because you get sucked in, right? Like,
There's
it's
so
like
much drama and gossip that people just twist.
Yeah.
It's terrifying, honestly.
Seriously.
Facebook can ruin people's lives.
And it fucking has.
Completely.
But just gotta be wary, people. That's
You gotta be an adult. Honestly, that's all.
yeah.
True adulting at its best. That's actually the name of one of my groups.
Oh yeah. Well, there you go. A nice little plug there.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh damn. Okay. Well, what else do we have here? So what do you think this show like can do for you? Like coming
I
on
feel like
here.
this show can give me a voice.
That's good.
Not only give me a voice, but fill my lungs up.
Yeah. Which we.
Yeah, so
Which-
that's also something.
Which we've been doing the interview, but we never even smoked up.
I know.
haven't.
The audience is
Oh.
waiting. They're like.
Well, you know what? What we could always do is we could have our toke and cut it to the beginning, or we could just do it now and just have it.
I
flow
think
with the
you know
video.
whenever it feels right. I guess. I mean, we did say at one point that you know the show is the Toke and Talk show. First we toke, then we talk. But fuck it, let's break the rules. Like
And talk and toke.
you know, let's just.
How about we toke and then talk while the smoke comes out of our mouths?
Yes, and now our voices were really deep and shit.
all right. And then let's grab our
Chosen devices.
chosen our weapons of mass destruction
Cheers!
or
Cheers.
peace.
Clink, 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 clink.
Bottoms up, guys.
You know what I
Baby lungs, right there.
yeah, baby.
The audience already knows.
We'll have to do like cough compilations where it's just you just like choking to death slowly.
I feel that. Can I get a really good comment?
yeah.
All right, you got it. You made your point.
Every day, that's when I see it from this fella.
I love the violin just playing in the back.
Right?
They've been getting progressively better. I'll say that. Like it's been a few months I've lived here, and they've played it since we've lived here on occasion. But I think they're gonna master that instrument one day. I'd love to have like a Gandalf pipe one day.
I have one at home.
You do.
A glass one.
Oh my dear.
It scares the shit
God.
out of me because it's like glass and it's super long, so I don't want to ever bring it outside or
No,
bring it away, like anywhere.
I was thinking that. I was like, you should bring it on the show, but I wouldn't want to. Yeah, I wouldn't want to travel with that bad
It's
boy.
beautiful, but
This-
it's just I don't.
Those things
Yeah.
get clogged up quick.
That's
The-
part
but the
of
glass-
it. I use it for like kicks and giggles.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
more novelty,
yeah.
right?
It's like I bring it out when that. I smoked my
Yeah.
friend up, and it was her first time smoking weed.
Yeah.
She's from Germany, so
Oh.
they don't smoke it there, right?
yeah.
And she wanted to try it before going back, so I just brought it out with a big Gandalf pipe. I was like, here, try this. And she's like, ooh. I think the bong might have been too much for the first time.
Yeah, you definitely. I think my first time might have been with a pipe, so I think
Mine
that's
was
a.
with a bong and it sucked.
Yeah.
I dreamed out so much.
Oh
I felt like I was drunk. I was so high, and it's not good. When you're like at that age, I was like 13.
Yeah.
It was not good then.
Yeah, the shit, they're coming for us again.
Oh.
God damn it.
The cops, they don't like us smoking weed on television.
They're sending the fire truck. It's because it's so
Because we're so hot.
so hot, so fire.
Yeah, baby.
Me and my blazer.
What were we talking about?
I don't know.
Shit. Oh, wasn't it bongs? Oh, first times getting stoned. Yeah, the pipes are the way to go, I think, because
Yeah, definitely.
I don't
Joints
think
even.
way back when
Joint, I think. Well, the only thing I first did it on joint, I didn't know how to really smoke a joint. We were also in grade 7,
Yeah.
so like our joints were always like shitty anyways.
That's the trouble. That's why I would say
So-
avoid joint until you're good at maybe rolling a
But it
joint.
was like the taste of the paper was really like throwing me off. But like me and my buddies, we couldn't buy pipes or anything. We're 14, so we
You
would
know the old
actually.
apple pipe?
yeah.
Well, we
delicious
learned
apple.
how to do that, but our first were actually like we'd get a water bottles, we'd makeshift bongs, like we would
I did a
we
can,
would
a
use
nice Coke can
tin
once.
foil,
Yeah.
poke holes through the tin foil. I would get like hollowed marker tubes to like make the freaking the stem and everything.
I don't care what anyone says. Like, there's something
Oh.
about weed that gets you to be MacGyver. For,
Yeah, you just
on those
turn
early
into
times.
a scientist. And you're like, I'm gonna.
I mean, of all the drugs
Or
out there, I
engineer.
think weed is honestly the best.
I
If you're
mean-
gonna do something recreationally, you should weed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking
or
the truth.
Every evening, what my grandfather does, he has a little cup of whiskey,
It's a
like
busy
4 ice
time.
cubes. Every evening, right before bed, he's like, that's also a thing. You could do that.
What was that?
He has a cup of whiskey with 4 ice cubes.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what my uncle does too.
Yeah.
That's classic.
And he looks really cool while he does it. Like I just want to give him a big
Exactly.
cigar too.
Big
He's
stogie.
just, like-
Oh, yeah.
he brings out the guitar. He only knows like 2 chords, but he'll do
that's
this
okay.
Johnny Cash thing where he plays the E and he bends like and he goes like, do do do, like he does like a bend and it makes him look like the coolest guitarist ever. And then I'm like, all right, Uncle, come play with me. And then I'm like, okay, do an A. He's like,
Like,
what? It's like, you just did that and you don't know how to do that? Ugh, it's funny.
People
But
learn.
that's what I love about him. It's just going around impressing people with like the same. It's like somebody who knows one magic card trick.
Just
It's like do more. It's like I only
Practice
know
it.
I
that
already
one.
know that one.
this guy's amazing. And then you kind of disappoint after that.
Yeah.
You know, like,
You're just
Oh.
like, give me more, give me more.
I don't have more, man. Like, pulls like a sock out of his shoe.
Pulls a sock out of his shoe, just takes the sock off his foot,
Yeah.
and just like, magic trick.
What's that? With the one movie?
That you didn't know I had
Is
that
it-
on me.
What movie is it? There's this where he has to. It's Zoolander, where he pulls his underwear out of his pants like super easily. He's just like he gets his hand in there and he's doing this crazy shit, and then he pulls out his underwear, and then fucking Ben Stiller tries it, and he just gives himself the mega wedgie.
I haven't seen that movie in so long.
Fuck man,
Oh,
it's a classic. I mean,
yeah.
Ben Stiller is like, he's pretty funny. I like when he does characters the best. You know, like when he does like these bit characters.
Yeah.
I think he's really good at that. But
I really like Ben Stiller in The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
dude,
That's
a
one of my
classic.
favorite movies,
My
actually.
fiance fucking loves that movie.
It's a good one. Have you seen that movie? Oh, you gotta watch it. So the first little half, he has like these crazy like daydreams. So like they're like these action scenes, but then he starts like going out in the world and he starts traveling and he has these real adventures that are actually more exciting than these like
yeah,
little
because he
fight
has like
scenes
a
and
mundane
shit.
life that he just
Yeah.
he's a dreamer, you know, and then
Yeah.
eventually he finally
And it's just like it's like an indie movie
Yeah.
about like somebody learning to actually live in the real world, like going out and experiencing the world instead of fantasizing about it.
it's powerful.
That sounds really interesting.
I'd say that's another Ben
that is
Stiller
my
golden nugget.
favorite
Yeah,
Ben Stiller movie
Yeah.
by far.
certainly. Shall we do deep talks now?
Okay.
All right, so now we're gonna go to deep talk. So pretty much what I'm gonna ask is like, as technology grows more influential to our everyday lives and immersive, like we just get more into it and less outside. Will we still go out in nature and talk in person, like, or do you think there is a good balance of your life with technology and a good balance with your life?
No, I really don't think there is. I don't think anyone has a good balance.
Okay, are we on?
We're on.
Yeah.
I think that's sound stuff right there.
I was just reading that out as like a little before we actually got into that, but yeah, that's the question.
It kind of ties into what we were saying earlier.
Well, that's
a little
why I
bit
thought
about
of it.
Social media and stuff.
That's why I thought it would be a good one.
Cool.
Yeah.
People are losing their connection, their like empathy, and they're just posting things because it's easy to say stuff when it's like, I'm just typing it out, I'm not actually saying it. It's easy to point fingers to do what you want to do and not think of the consequences of it by doing everything online, such as that. You know, a real person would like call that person up or even email them being like, hey, let's have a coffee, let's meet in person, let's have a discussion. We don't have to agree, but we can at least like not involve everyone with it because, well, our kink isn't like everyone knowing about our business and being super like dramatized and stuff. It's about, you know, it's not about that.
yeah. It's just about people with people, right? People being with people and people trying to get out of the room, get out of their house and get experiences
Be healthy.
And be healthy, yeah. Certainly. Like, I mean, how many people these days like are making the effort to like follow what they really want to do and like, you know, like
Follow what they preach, basically.
Preach, exactly, because like, people will go online and they'll say, you know, this is what I think, but
in real life, are they following that?
Are they that?
Half the time, probably not.
Well, I mean, until like recently, I've always been telling people that I'm doing something. Like I'm like, oh, I'm working on my album, I'm working on a story and all that, and I haven't been actually coming out with it because I haven't been finishing it very much. I haven't been working enough on it. So yeah.
Maybe it's all the weed you smoke.
Maybe. But also like this is working because I got someone who knows kind of the things that I'm bad at. Because like here's my thing is I'm actually way less into technology than most people. Like I'm actually more of the nature, outdoors, talk to people in person kind of person. So now I'm having to actually get more into the media, like learn how to do social media, learn how to work a computer, so I can start actually finishing these projects because that has been my biggest lack and so I think that in this day and age there has to be a balance.
You need to know some of it.
I feel like going out and meeting people and talking and like climbing mountains, like doing exciting things, it fuels my
and you don't need to photograph yourself doing it like the whole time to prove to your friends that you've
done
it, right?
In fact, maybe one photograph.
Yeah, one photograph, like on top of the grouse grind, just laughing, waving down.
But that's for you, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
And that's for you to remember.
And then you frame it, put it in your house, right next to your bed. Wake up every morning and be like, I climbed a mountain. And I can climb a mountain.
Now, if you're a
again.
photographer, that's a completely different story. You know, that's
not just iPhone photo.
Well, then it comes down to.
But everybody kind of has a photographer side in them. Like, if you don't go out and you don't like practice there's some people who would never know that they love photography if they didn't go and do that. So again, it's a balance, ain't it?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Because I think as we're going as a society, we kind of need this technology now because it's integrated into everything we do. I don't know about you, but when I go to work now, I'm like, I don't punch in a card. I just go on my phone and I use an app to like clock in. Like there's a lot of that kind of thing that's happening. Like
right now, what you triggered for me is like how like the register people, they're being replaced with the machines and stuff now. So you have to choose between. My friend literally said yesterday, hey, so do we want to choose the human side that we have to talk to, or the one that we don't have to talk to if we don't want human interaction right now?
At what point
that's dangerous, though.
That's where he was like, we should probably go talk to someone if we have issues talking to people.
At what point does it happen where like the machine is just like, well, I want to talk to them, like.
Oh, that'd be so creepy. I'm sorry.
You just walk in and the machine's like, hey, pick me. Look at me.
Right.
I want you. You look like a funny guy. So, like, they all have personalities. And you're just I'm going to pick the Walter one.
Personifying registers. Pretty much.
One that just insults you and like people just go to it just to be insulted by a computer.
You're messed up, yo.
Oh man,
you got an ugly face.
Sounds like Futurama or something. Everything's fucking like
robots.
That'd be really funny.
Or like the Flintstones, I guess. Like it's similar. Like all the dinosaurs just have like, well, this is what I do. Like,
but that's the crazy thing is that like how far do you think the technology will go in the future? Like, do you think we'll allow these kind of personalities into robots?
We'll go backwards a bit, but I think our technology will keep going forwards. Yeah, we'll get robots. We'll probably like, I don't know, have flying cars eventually. Who knows?
That would be interesting.
I think it'll be.
They worked it out. They'd be like, we
humans do in the future.
Well, if cars are self-driving, then the whole element of like we can have people flying through the skies. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Well, if you have like robots driving the cars, driving the flying cars, then it solves that.
Also, putting everything on robots though, that's a lot. And you're losing all that control.
Yeah, but like it's eventually like I have a feeling it'll just be seamless where like the consciousness is like that is what is the being, you know, like it won't. You'll have a like electronic consciousness that's been created, but like humans.
What happens if AI accidentally gives the whole internet consciousness?
What
so
if
the internet as a whole?
The internet would have some pretty messed up, like mixed up, you know, everything at once, like. Oh man, they would have split personalities, I think. Ugh. Yeah, definitely split personalities.
It'd be something like Gladys or whatever.
I think the way it would work would just be way bigger than we could kind of understand, because like we would be the little cells making the brain tick because we're using the internet, so we're like little sections of those neurons making the whole brain of the internet.
It's the culmination of all our knowledge, everybody's personality. It's like if there was one human, it would be like Google or whatever, you know, like it would be, they were the one person, they were all of us. And it is something to think about, you know, like.
Maybe that's what it's already doing. It already is this giant consciousness of everyone being the little cells or neurons that are making it.
Probably. It's a mixture of everyone's like ideas and stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely. You know the dark web.
That's like the murderous side of the fucking, if it's mine.
Yeah. It scares me.
One thing, back to the self-driving cars thing, I think that will be like a really good thing for people because it allows you so much downtime to either read a book, work on a project.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but when I was a little kid and I'd go on long family vacations, I'd be like stoked because I would have my fucking Game Boy. My comic books.
You'd have gamers who can do it on the road.
Like it was great because like, and if I could do that all the time, because I have to drive all over town for like background and extra work, and it's just like, if I could just be get in the car and then I can open out my book and then just start working on editing for the show, while it takes me like an hour through traffic. Like, how dope would that be? Or maybe there wouldn't even be traffic, but still, I don't know.
Teleporting.
Driving could be just recreational activity.
We don't need cars, nothing.
Yeah.
Teleportation, all our problems are solved.
Teleportation, that's number
Teleportation is the hardest thing to do, though.
Then how do you keep Let's get cracking, man.
Well, let's see.
What's stopping us?
We're sending fucking probes and
laws of
spaceships
physics,
and metal things up into space.
We can fuck with those, eh?
Why don't we just? It's like if we could just figure out teleportation, then we wouldn't have to be going like manually.
I'm thinking about all these cars and stuff, right?
I still think we're a long way from it, though.
You know, worst thing that happens is you get a little mixed up with your other friend's cells. Like, what's the big one? You get two heads,
here's the question, though, because it has to disassemble your atoms and recreate them in a different place. So does that mean you died? You
come back to life, though.
Wait, you're back, and they say that your body is mostly made up of new skin tissue and bodily fluid, all that shit every 7 or so years.
Who is you then? Who is you? What is you?
Your you is the consciousness, man.
Yeah.
Like the machine.
If I cut myself open, these would just fall
but
out.
How do we know that those connections would still be there on the other side? What if we just went through, came back,
People
and you're
have
like,
died before and come back to life, right?
who am I?
True enough.
So, I think based on what they have gone through, I think it'd be fine, like mentally wise.
I guess that just depends how much of that stuff retained is all physical. Because you'd have to physically recreate it.
Yeah.
The consciousness, so.
I think they can do it.
This bugs. I mean, that's like.
I think that would be something that, like, everyone's answer would really be based on what their beliefs is. It would be really philosophical. Like, who would you be after coming out of that teleporter? Let me know what you guys think who are watching right now. It'd be really awesome to just see, like, what people's opinions on, like
maybe
are you still you after coming out of a teleportation? If that is like what happens, your cells all your atoms.
That sounds cool.
Atoms are created.
I think it's nice to get the community involved. You know, I always thought of like the question, the deep talks, as something that it's a what if scenario for us, but it's also for the audience to think like, oh, if I were in like a zombie apocalypse, if I were in space and I had a little oxygen and I was slowly floating off, that's deep. We want to create these discussions. We want to get people talking about this because we think that this is just like, it makes you smarter to think about the world around you, and
makes you more aware.
To get deep. You
Get
know,
to know yourself more even.
I come from a land of ice and snow, where people when you try to I love you guys. But pretty much they think that when you're talking deep that you must be stoned or something. I mean, like, I'm not gonna say we are, but I don't think you have to be stoned, and I think that is a really bad way to think about it, because this is interesting stuff. This is stuff that makes your brain think, and you know,
it's always been
start
described
thinking.
as like the opening that third eye, opening your mind to like thoughts that you wouldn't normally have considered before, right? And it does make you think, and it can be scary about the amount that it makes you think, but it's like, it's good to face that stuff, because it makes you stronger.
Question the world around you. Never stop learning. Probably gonna say that a lot throughout this show.
I hope
but
so.
I think that it's a good message. Anyways.
Completely. I totally agree with that. Like, you need to think for yourself.
Yeah.
This internet, everything, don't let other people tell you how to think. You know, control you. Have a mind of your own.
Say
your own words.
The internet can be dangerous because of the amount of false information that can be spread, but if you are always learning, you should be smart enough to filter through what is wrong and what is right.
And it's always good to check multiple resources, and the good thing about the internet is that it's an unlimited source of resources. So it's like, when you watch news or cable television, you're typically just getting like couple channels, and they all have their own agenda, and not that you should avoid it, but just take it all with a grain of salt. Like,
exactly, and that's a big part of that, definitely.
And a big thing is the internet updates. If you have a freaking textbook that's telling you the way the world is, and you freaking 10 years from now, some of that stuff ain't gonna be right. And if you keep teaching it to people, then they're gonna go around thinking that
you get to the end of the
Pluto's a planet.
Yeah,
right?
You get to the end of the textbook, and it's like 1989. What the fuck? Like, like, we need a new edition. Like,
and that's what some old people are all like. It's like, well, my textbook taught me this. Fucking, I hate science because it keeps changing on me.
Yeah, I mean,
but it's like,
past is history.
People they feel deceived, but it's like, it's that feeling of like, you thought you knew something, but you don't, and it hurts for the moment, but you just have to grow from it, right?
The past is history, the future is a mystery, but the present, that is a gift.
Aww. Thanks,
Come through,
Dad.
Panda.
Come through, Panda. Oh, fucking Jack Black. I love that shit. Well, what do you guys say?
With that, I think we have gotten right into everyone's heads, gotten pretty deep.
My head's pretty screwed on.
Yeah.
It's quite
Build, yes, definitely.
This has been
the Toke and Talk Show
with Tanner,
Derek,
and Shawna.
And then we always get up and
leave.
Yeah.
I'm leaving.